Odell reunited with his old love. Beckham, of course, back in MetLife Stadium tonight for the first time since being traded to the Browns in the offseason. You know, he said that tonight's going to feel kind of weird, but also really exciting because this is where it all started for him. All the great plays and some of the somewhat silly antics as well. But all in fun.
Why does he have to come back? Why do you have to leave?
Well, I guess that's another topic, isn't it? Just try to keep this light for now. But before we get to Odell and Jarvis, we know their warm-ups on the field can be a show in itself. Adam, you have some breaking news here on Monday Night Countdown.
Well, Susie, we saw yesterday the big clash on the sideline between Jalen Ramsey and his head coach, Doug Marrone. Well, it turns out after the game last night, Jalen Ramsey's agent, David Mulgida, requested a trade from the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars have been in contact with other teams about trading him, but they said just moments ago that at this time, there are no current plans to deal Jalen Ramsey. But it is hard to have a sideline confrontation like that and to think that both sides are going to go on and peacefully coexist after. That is a major incident on the sideline, and the fact that Jacksonville has spoken to teams after Jalen Ramsey's request tells you that we have another name to watch over the course of the next month of the season leading up to the trade deadline, because even though there are no current plans to trade him, they're listening.
Yeah, but Shefty, they always used to have kind of conflicts on the sidelines, blow-ups, but there's no mobility. It's like, where are you going to go? It is now the NBA. I think, obviously, Antonio Brown proved it. He's ended up in the Patriots. Just act that way, and you end up in the Patriots. And look what the Dolphins did. Lose a game, the first game, like, call my agent. I want out of here. This is the NBA now, and front offices in the NFL are going to have to deal with the fact that if you lose a couple games or get into a sideline altercation, that guy's going to demand a trade. He's a big name. What are you going to do about it? And I think at this point, it seems like they're capitulating to it. They didn't put on a hard line. There's no one going to be traded. They're going to have to come together as a league and say, we're not going to do this because it'll be insane. Every guy that's on a bad team's like, get me out of here. Give me the Patriots. Give me the Chiefs. Call their agent, and they'll start talking about it, and then it'll become true.
Yeah, I mean, I think ultimately it'll be reserved for the superstars, as you mentioned, guys who feel as though they have some leverage and have some ability to go ahead and affect change like this. Although I will say this about Jalen Ramsey, I think this is something that's been brewing. This is something that's been brewing for a while. Look, he's been disappointed about this football team, or he's expressed some disappointment about this football team. I think the defensive side of the ball overall has seen their fortunes constantly be flipped on top of their head because of things that happen on the other side, on the offensive side. And I think with him, I mean, he's someone who's wired so tight and has been so productive for them. And I think they see, when you talk about windows, I think they see their own window. Like, man, just 2 years ago, we're a couple throws from going to the Super Bowl up there in New England. We bring Nick Foles in here, and he gets hurt on the play where he throws the best pass they've seen in years down there. A touchdown, but they haven't seen anything like that, and he gets hurt. So I think you're seeing a lot of this frustration boil up.
And how about this, Lou? On the opening day of training camp, Jalen Ramsey shows up to Jacksonville in a Brinks truck to send a message. I want to get paid, and I want to get paid a lot of money because I am as good as any cornerback in the game. And guess what? He wants to get paid. He wants to get paid soon. They're not paying him, and I think that they're a little hesitant to commit that type of money to him long-term when they have incidents like this. So rather than paying him long-term, like the Giants paid Odell Beckham before trading him to Cleveland, Jacksonville now will listen. It says no current plans to trade him, but it has spoken.
How far are we away from Jalen Ramsey calling OBJ and saying, hey, I'll meet you in Baltimore? Or four star players saying, look, let's get there. And start to force their way. Look, that's what the NBA does. I don't know how you do it in football, but certainly
it has not happened in football at all yet. But maybe that day's coming.
Starts to feel like it.
You never know, right? You never know what changes are coming. Adam will keep us posted on the latest on two-time Pro Bowl cornerback Jalen Ramsey. In the meantime, let's turn our attention back here on the field at MetLife